are so excited to be here today. Welcome to Joy Talk Show. This is our second official episode. My name is Cynthia. We have today with us Pam George, Cindy Sheridan, and Tracy Rohrer Irons. Everybody say hi. Woo-hoo!
Hello.
All right. Well, we're here to bring you joy and help you navigate the things that might steal it. And this month, we're talking about busyness. Now, not our business, but the busyness of life. And what we really want to do is highlight areas that we've struggled with, or that we're in right now, or that we've just faced and continue to face, and give you some cool ideas how to stay in joy. So that's who we are and what we're about. Let's get things started. I don't sing, so somebody has to be.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. I can't sing either.
Much better than me. Tracy.
I would like to start by sharing how we benefit from asking for help to help with our busyness. And I'm going to share my personal experience of getting help taking care of my house. I have a disability, so a lot of my need arises from the physical challenges of taking care of a house. But those of us who do not face the same physical challenges and are just overloaded with all of our things on our plate benefit as well from asking for help. Recently, someone shared with me that she too is looking for help with her house. She is a busy wife, mother of grown children, and a full-time legal assistant in the healthcare field. So when I first thought of looking for help, I'm introverted, so I delayed inviting someone into my home to help me clean. I would try to convince myself that no, I could keep up with the house if I just worked harder, or I'd tell myself no, it's not that bad, as the cobwebs and dust bunnies continued to collect and the items I wanted to declutter kept cluttering my house. So I finally came to terms with my need to get help, and I prioritized myself and my mental health and stopped letting the condition of my house cause me anxiety. So I strategized how to find someone. I defined what I needed them to help me with. I wrote a job description. Next, I canvassed a website with individuals looking to clean houses and discovered that the individuals either already had their schedules filled with clients or they did not respond to my inquiry. So I chose to be even more vulnerable. Brene Brown says vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. I took a deep breath and posted on Facebook. And through posting, I found someone to help me with my housekeeping. And I want to encourage all of you, if you're simply busy or challenged by physical ability or aging, and you need help with your house or other tasks to lighten your load, just ask. Asking someone to meet our needs takes courage, but we can do it.
Ooh, that's deep stuff. I love that. So much to reflect on everything you said. I don't have a labeled disability, but I definitely have ADHD and then different traumas that have happened in my life and things that I hang on to that I have to battle around clutter. And one of the things you said was we all have things on our plate. And that's been my journey right now in a health journey of things that are healthy for other people aren't healthy for me on my plate. And so I have to make choices about literally what I put on my plate for food. So there's just really good things to dig out of everything you said.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that, Tracy. I love that you were vulnerable and you took a step of courage to reach out for help because I know after losing my husband, it was really hard to ask for help because you don't want to inconvenience anybody. But getting help from others really can not only benefit you, but it benefits them too. It's good to help others.
Yeah.
And Tracy, I appreciate your vulnerability because you asked me, can you double with me every day while I do this project? And you looked at it as a project that I'm going to ask someone for help. And every single day you showed up. And even though we're working on our own stuff, you were the first day putting it up in what was the place that you were putting it up?
It was care.com.
Care.com, and you were trying to find different people, and just us being together every single day. Lots of fears popped up, lots of thoughts popped up, and you were just really honest about that. And you eventually got to a place where you were even brave. You got the courage to put it on Facebook, and the right person just showed up. So I think that vulnerability showed up in you just asking, like, this looks huge for me, and I am not going to get distracted by other things. Because when we know that we have to do like the good we ought to do, but then we get busy doing other things and we avoid what is really important to us, then that's when we get overwhelmed. But I really enjoyed walking on this journey with you. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And wow, thank you for sharing this story. It's so powerful.
Thank you, Pam. I enjoyed working with you too.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that buddy system. I'm all about the
Yeah.
buddy system. I think that's
You don't
brilliant.
have to do it alone, right?
No, you don't have to do any of this stuff alone. I think that's the beauty of cultivating friendships and cultivating environments,
Yeah.
that you had to do so much work stepping out of your own comfort zone, right? Because the first thing you said was, I'm an introvert. Like, I'm kind of a middle, like there's a filling for me that I need in an introverted world, but I'm not an introvert as far as going out there, like in public. That part's easy for me, and I don't know if that's just how I was trained. My whole life was like in front of people, but the more I learn about introverts and their genuine disdain, dare I use that word, for being out there, is like, that is incredible. So, really good point. Can you talk a little bit about how you worked on that, cultivating your ability to step outside of those comfort zones? Because I think we we all need to hear that, even us extroverts.
That's a good question. I just found over time that I just needed to get out there, to be brave, and to start making connections. I think once you start making the connections, then you feel how rewarding the connections are, and courage just grows.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think just walking on that journey with Tracy, one of the things that I noticed that helped you get the courage and vulnerability, if you don't mind me sharing, is the clarity you had. You're very clear that I want to get help. And then all these insecurities popped up. But what if that person is controlling and tells me what to do? What if this? What if that? And then you're able to work through all of that and be so clear. This is who I want. This is who I'm going to be looking for. You wrote this job description and then you put it out there. And so I think clarity, along with that courage and vulnerability, helps us introverts, I'm an introvert too, come out of like, why am I putting myself out there? I want this. And it's very clear. So I'm going to put it out there as you put it out there on Facebook, and the right person just shows up. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is a good point, Pam. Thank you.
I love that too. Like, even in relation to busyness, we tend to put busyness as an excuse when we don't have clarity.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can't get to it because XYZ. But the truth is, I've been in a conference all weekend. And I got to tell you, Lisa Nichols, I'm going to give her a plug because she is phenomenal. But one of the things she says is, she was talking about overwhelm at the time, but we'll just use the word busyness. Busyness in an incident in one time, that is a circumstance. But busyness all the time, that's a strategy. And that's like, woo, because we always want to put strategy in the good box, right? And it's interesting, but maybe busyness was part of your excuse bucket. I don't know if Cindy wants to speak to that in like her reflection around busyness, or Pam, how those different parts of us create busyness as an excuse, but I'd love to dive into a little bit of the busyness around that storyline.
Yeah, Cindy, do you want to go, or I could go for it because I could totally relate to the parts.
Well, you go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I think when I think about busyness, I have to be honest. There's so many parts of me that shows up. I feel like I'm hosting like this parts meeting, because the part of me as a professor shows up and tells me, you have deadlines. You've got to grade these papers. You've got to show up for your students. You have to create these courses. You have to, you have to, you have to. And then another voice comes up, and that's the wife part of me. But don't forget to connect with your husband. You need to nurture your marriage. And then the mom parts of me whispers, did you check on your kids? Like, even though they live far away and they're married and they have kids, did you check on them? You got to be present for them. Now you're a new grandma, and are you going to show up? And then I'm a follower of Jesus. So that part of me shows up. Did you stay rooted in Christ? Are you surrendered? Are you connected? And so it's like all these parts show up and vying for my attention. And I think one of the things, talking about strategies, some strategies, Cynthia, are helpful and some might not be. I think what I found helpful was literally have a part staff meeting for my parts every week. So I sit down and I actually imagine call this meeting, and I have them sit in my imaginary living room. And I also invite Jesus, and he's with me. And I tell him, okay, Professor Part, what do you need this week? What should we focus on? We cannot finish the whole course in 1 week. What do you need for this 1 week? Okay, we will look 2 weeks ahead. Let's just focus on the 2 weeks. Can we do that? And then I sit and I listen to the professor part and I jot it down, put it on my schedule. And then my wife part, okay, what do you need? What's date night going to look like? What's the menu? What are we going to cook this week? And I let that wife part speak, all the couples that we're going to get with. And sometimes I have to say, can this wait like 3 weeks later? Because I'm feeling the overwhelm when you're talking. How about this week? We just kind of have a coffee date. I don't have the time to do all the fancy dress up and all that. And so when I feel that part, okay, that's fine. And then with the kids, they're away. How about just sending a text? Okay, is that enough? So I literally have to have the staff meeting with different parts of me. And I know that when I feel overwhelmed or unbalanced, that's when I know this busyness dragon is coming in. And there's parts of me that don't want to listen to these parts and just watch Netflix or go around cleaning my bathroom or calling a friend, or all the parts are ignored. And then the end of the week, I'm overwhelmed. So I know that, Cynthia, you do a lot of somatic work. Maybe you can talk into when that overwhelm shows up and when we are not listening to our bodies, what really happens. So that's something that I've learned, that I should not let busyness own me. When that, for me, it's the way it shows up that I know busyness is near me, so I feel overwhelmed. And like Tracy was mentioning, the importance of clarity, I'm not really clear what each part of me needs that week. And I go in like, I'm gonna wing it. And then the end of the week, I'm just like really overwhelmed because I might have given one part a little bit too much attention, and the other part is like crying. So when you talked about parts, that's what showed up for me.
Powerful.
Sounds like a good balancing act. You have to
Yeah,
have some good balance with all your parts, but it's also
right.
good to have balance and rest too,
Yes.
and say no to those things that maybe God is calling you not to be involved with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to
That's
say
a whole new podcast in itself. What to say
yes.
and what to say yes to. And Cindy, I know that you are the queen of rest. You've been learning rest. And that's something I really need to work on, is how do we just rest? And I've been trying to practice the Sabbath, take one day. I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to give importance to just building my relationship with God, because part of my word this year is being a friend of God. And I feel like I wasn't a real great friend. And so I would love to hear about what God's been teaching you about rest, Cindy.
Oh, wow. Yes. So earlier this year, I have been asking God to increase my capacity. And when you pray about that, watch God move in your life. Yeah. So I'm working full time. I'm working on finishing my book. I recently started attending a leadership university and then being active in the church and working on keeping my friendships alive, and started a connect group with my friend. So lots of different things going on. And I found that it's okay to take a step back at times and really just focus on yourself. So yes, like Sundays are a day where I have rest. I might sneak in a little bit of a nap, but it's a time for me to focus on something that I enjoy doing. Maybe it's reading a book, getting in God's word, maybe it's line dancing, I don't know, but doing something that's going to bring some rest, but also some like rejuvenation, like refresh myself and get ready for the week. So I don't know if
That
that,
sounds like you're getting some joy. Welcome to the joy
yes,
show.
I focus on joy. Yeah. When you do things that bring you joy, you like feel refreshed,
What a
ready
gift.
to conquer the next day.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I love how we could talk 20 topics in 1 hour, and my brain keeps going like, oh yeah, the people are here for busyness because we put that title out there. So what does that look like? Well, clearly you can see we have busyness in our brains. We are like really creative people, and we're inspired by others, and things delight us. I mean, we are really delighted by what life brings us. And that opportunity gives us so much because you're expanding and you're an open vessel. And that can lead to busyness that then deters you from your rest, that deters you from hearing the parts inside of you that need balance, that deters you from attending to the needs within, that ability to be like, I have to ask, I have to get outside of my wounded spirit and dive into the truth and avoid the busyness of the excuses or the reasons. And it's a deep topic. I'm always surprised because the word itself seems like, oh yeah, I chose to talk about seasons of life. And I thought it was really funny because Tracy is a wonderful doer. She's super creative, but also a big doer. So an idea comes up and Tracy's like, I'm on it. So she ordered these. And I thought it was really funny because Pam's like, you got your mugs? It's like, okay, I gotta go get my mugs. So I got my hot tea, as you can see, and I've got my water bottle, and then I have my hydration drink. Oh, another plug. Speaking right. Boop, boop. That's what I'm at this weekend. But all of that, and I'm talking about the seasons of life, right? And so I thought it was really funny. We have containers for all of the different seasons of our life. And I have this container where I want to bring the things that I have learned and overcame or in the process of overcoming through stages. And so I've chosen to invest in myself in that area, and it adds to my schedule. I have battled some personal health issues that have waylaid me from doing the things I love to do. And so I'm really working on my health in this season of my life. And not only do I love warm drinks, I love coffee. And I did mention I have tea because I have had to give up coffee as a permanent fixture in my morning routine. And all of these different things don't devalue from who I am. They don't devalue my goals in my life. But if I get too focused on not having coffee or only eating things that are 100% going to bring life to me. That can become busyness. And the season of my life, I'm a grandmother. I have a husband who has done well for himself, which allows me a little bit more freedom in what choices I can make. And I have this basically open slate. It's like walking into an open field and it's just grass. The trees have already been cut away. The grass is there. You can see the water in the background. And you're given this blank check. And it's like, go create whatever you want. Go create it. Woo! Busyness can flood on you when that happens. It's just like, oh, I have so many ideas, and am I going to rest? And oh my gosh, again, those parts come up, those parts of my identities, those hats that I put on, but then also those parts, those wounded parts from our past, those stories that have protected us within our nervous system for so long that are saying, no, 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 that's dangerous. And if that's dangerous, then you're so clear-minded, I'm going to put things in your life that can distract you from that. And I think that it's really important that we all just land the plane. My daughter-in-law says, you and your son, who I married, y'all talk too much. Just land the plane. So I'm gonna land the plane on this busyness, this season of my life that I'm in. It is much different than the season of my life when I was raising children. There was lots of children around all the time, and it was like, we just got to get them to 18. Who says that, Tracy? Her name is escaping me. Our job is to get them to 18, the brain specialist. Bolt, Jill Taylor Bolt.
Jill Bolte Taylor.
Jill Bolte Taylor. Yes. She talks about brain health and the nervous system. And she's like, your job as a parent is to get them to 18. She stands on stage during a TED Talk and she's holding a brain with the brainstem hanging down. It's hilarious. You should check it out. It's really cool. Cindy, you would love it, especially for props. The point is, it doesn't matter what season of your life in. It doesn't matter what excuses you have. You will never arrive at not having the opportunity for busyness to steal your joy. You've got to take what works for you. What worked for Tracy was systems and plans and a job description. Oh my word, I need Tracy in my life because I have ideas about what job descriptions should be, but sitting down and typing those job descriptions is a little bit tedious for me. So I'm like, how big can I write that check to you, Trey? Because that's not my gifting. But I understand the importance of it. That structure brings us to our expected end. And I love that Pam is such a teacher. Pam could just take the stage the whole time and just teach and teach and teach and teach and teach because she loves it and it just oozes out of her. But within that, Pam has this great gift of scaffolding and laying things down and giving you an idea and then just a little bit. You're just going to go up a little bit each time and you're going to grow and you're going to learn and then you're going to arrive. And that's why her book, Joy Infused Life, oh my goodness, have we earned your trust and given you the chance to promote ourselves a little bit? My gosh, the things that have been done just in this little room here are phenomenal. So I am going to segue from that into Cindy because you would have been next for me to describe anyway. And tell us, you've got a lot of irons in the fire and you're so humble. But
Oh,
you recently shared a stage with a pretty big name in the comedy world.
oh, yeah. As you were talking, I was just thinking, sometimes we get so caught up in staying busy and doing all these things. We want to do all these things that, like, I found that I never finish anything because I'm like juggling too much. So I feel like it's okay to take a step back from things and focus on those things that you really feel called to and focus on them and finish them. Like, I am going to finish this book. I am. But I've had to say no to some things so that I can focus on that. Does that make sense? I feel like if we get so busy with things and doing things, some things are going to suffer.
Yeah, can I speak to that, Cindy? Because
Yeah.
I've known you we've joined together on this journey of writing this book. And from your experience of just losing your husband and working through all of that, this book that you're writing is Widow's Guide to Joy. And as I was walking with you, I saw you literally practice and gather stories that's going to be in this book. So even though you're saying you're juggling too much and you didn't finish the book yet, I saw you grow to be a comedian. You took the stage. You are speaking in so many different venues. You actually joined a speaker academy and honed your speaking skills. And I see all those gifts coming. So I get it. We need to be clear about our goal, but I think it's also important to walk with the spirit, because sometimes it might take us through these curves and we're learning these lessons till we
Yeah.
get that fruit of the book. So
Yeah.
I just feel like just walking with you, Journey, the last 2 years and getting to know your heart, you have really listened to, okay, I really need to be a speaker right now and share my story to the world. And I don't know if you want to share about your amazing gift of speaking. I think the book will come.
Yes. No, I know. I beat myself up sometimes because I haven't been
That's
able
why
to
we're here.
write the book yet. And I'm so grateful for all of you and this time that we have together too to share with others, because I'm sure there's others out there that might be going through a similar season. And I found that even though there's a delay in completion, there's some lessons that I've learned. And I think it's just brought more stories and more revelation for me to share in the book, which I'm excited about. And it's helped me to have more confidence in what I'm sharing, especially after going through the Speaker Academy and getting on stage and sharing my story. It really has brought more confidence within me that this is going to help others. And I definitely do want to help others. And I really don't want the busyness to play a factor in preventing me from helping others.
Yes, and that's why I'm honored to share this talk show with each of you, because in this world of everybody wanting to get things done quickly, you can finish your book with ChatGPT. But I knowing each one of you, that's not what we're doing. We're actually living out our books. And we just want to share our story with the world because we figured out that these things helped us and they're real. We lived it. And so thank you for taking the time to write this amazing book that's going to serve so many widows.
Oh, thank you.
100%. Yay, yes. And since you're not gonna say it, I will just say Cindy has had the opportunity to be on some various comedy stages. She has spoken on her church in leadership positions, and she's been in coaching and development programs. So she's well on her way, as well as she's got a great leadership position at her work that she's very dedicated to. And yes, she's writing a book, but there is no delay in that. It was just, I'm just in awe of your ability you're managing the rest, you're managing the grief, you're holding space for balance in your life. And I think highlighting that is really important because, like I was saying, each of us are in these different stages of life and it's never going to stop. The opportunity for busyness will never stop as you close the door to things. But we don't want to just close the door. We want to take in what is right. Like I made a choice to be here today because we agreed as a team, even though this is recorded, we agreed as a team for this date. And so I stepped away from the conference to jump here and I'm at peace with it. So I have something that can fill 24 hours of my day every day and never sleep, right? And I think we all have that. But let's take those tools and those gifts, like Cindy said, let it rest, let it take its time, right? It's super important. And you had brought up, Pam, the nervous system and doing somatic work. And what's interesting about each one of our journeys is sometimes the depth of work that we are doing is really, we need it most for ourselves. We're like, I needed somatic work, I didn't even know it. Went into the massage, didn't even know I was like helping calm my nervous system when I was doing something that it just came out as a natural gift in me. And so, but in that somatic work, soma means the body. For anyone who's confused about that, you can look it up. But it is the embodiment of the feeling. So, you know, if you remember when you were little and the first day of school and you would get, oh, so excited. I would get so excited for things, I would literally make myself sick. Like sick to the point where I couldn't go. So like I had some rewiring to do in my life. But and rewiring, again, another term. Sometimes we're so used to saying these things amongst each other, forget, but our brains, things that fire together wire together. Okay, so that term is like when you get excited and we're like, woo, we're so excited, we remember that moment and that fires and wires. So we might not remember everything in our childhood, but we might remember that one day when dad brought home a puppy and we could see it as the day. And it's like, well, what else was I doing around all those other days? Like that puppy wasn't the only experience that summer, but it was a big, huge experience. And so what we want to do is get the nervous system calm, stay in rest, get yourself organized, meet your priority, calm your parts down. Be like, okay, chill. We're having an agenda here. We're going to get to you, but we can't do it all at once. And then you just like, oh, you know, when you aren't excited, but you aren't sad, but you aren't tired, you just are. That's your body at rest. Homeostasis, it's balanced. The cells are happy, the brain is happy, things are happy. We want to get to that space as much as we can. So for me, like Pam, you said, you know, that overwhelm tends to be your big signal. Like busyness has invaded my life. The dragon of busyness is what you said. I love that term. For me, it's many things, to be honest. But one of the things that I know, like when I do a self check, is can I make a choice and not have anxiety around it? Can I sit down, take a breath, and be like, yeah, I feel good. I feel good about all the choices I'm making. And that for today, it was, I felt great about this choice of being here with my team of people that I love, love. I don't know. I just want to pour that out for anybody who's like saying, but this part of my life, or this time in my life, or this thing in my life. Circumstances, remember I said in the beginning, circumstances that happen on occasion are an event. That's it. Just it's an event. You calm back down. It's all good. But if you're creating a strategy around busyness, like, oh, my kids are in all these activities and my husband needs this and my house needs this and my work requires this, and all of a sudden you have this, I'm so busy. When people ask you how you are and you say, well, I'm busy. Well, we're all busy. We're all busy. So maybe choose those words that say, are you enjoying that level of busy? Because you don't have to make all those choices. You're literally strategically creating busyness in your life, and you might be doing it because you're scared of what a joy-infused life looks like. So if you have questions about that, I do want to shout out, Pam has a great system to find that. We have really great people here who have done amazing things. Again, Cindy has a book coming out, but she has comedy and the ability to just reach you at your heart space. And Pam is creating platforms for you to work in. And Tracy has like, I don't know, 700 websites and tons of things to do. And she can create a song for you that will change your heart and your life. She has this really cool, I'm not supposed to say that. Good thing you can edit it out if you want to, but she has this really cool program where you can go and buy a song and she'll work with you to curate a song designed for you. It's really, really cool. So those are all wonderful things. And I work in a nonprofit and I do some coaching, and I definitely do somatic work and one-to-one sessions, but we all have something that we can personally offer. But there's also programs and resources. And I mentioned a couple, and we'll have a workbook too that will have some of that information in. But I feel so full. I think that feeling of feeling full without a need to just race to the next thing, to me, that's a way of taking the busyness as a negativity out of your story and replacing it with I'm so fulfilled with the choices that I've made.
Wow, Cynthia, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for highlighting all our strengths. And I think just speaking to the audience, we just want the reason that we have this Joy Talk show is joy is something that can be stolen from us. And we've been on this journey to really live from a space of joy. And we just wanted others to join us on this journey. And that's why we've created this podcast. And if it is okay for me to just kind of land the plane, as you said, with a scripture that really I anchor in when I feel that sense of overwhelm, like you're talking about, our body speaks to us when we are busy and we're not really listening. So it's going to take some time to really differentiate. Am I really living into my calling? Am I busy about the work that I'm created to do versus I am busy as a distraction? And in Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And so for me, when I get weary and burdened, then I need that alignment back. It's almost like going to Jesus, my chiropractor. I talk about that in the book, and allowing him to align me with my purpose again so that I can have the capacity to serve and to be what I need to be for the people that he puts in our life. So thank you so much, Cynthia, just looking at each one of our strengths and how we each need each other. And we're just praying that if our talks speak to you, I would really encourage you to join our community. We do have a community page too, and it'll all be in the workbook. So thank you for joining us.
I love that.
Yes,
Cindy, I
thank
saw you
you.
on mute. Yay. I want to feel like one thing that's I think is really important is that we all feel the chance. Cindy's like, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm good.
I feel like it's really important for us to say, I feel complete. Like, I feel like I got everything today poured out. And I know Tracy's going to wrap everything up, kind of give you some information on where to go from here if you have some questions and how we can connect as part of your community. Because if you're looking for a community that can bring you joy, that's what we're building. And we want you as part of it for sure. But I hope
Yeah.
that we've answered the busyness questions. I feel incomplete. I'm going to be honest about that. I feel like I haven't given you enough today. So I may circle back, but Cindy, Tuck, I don't know what you keep on and off. I think I'm cutting you off.
No, it's me. My laptop I think it's hot. It's making a noise. It's so busy. It needs to rest. And then I have airplanes flying by. It's really busy over
Now,
here.
we haven't told people where we're joining from. Cindy's actually in San Diego enjoying
Yes.
the airplane, so we totally understand.
That's really funny. Like, I think that that's a really good point about busyness is all around. You can't control it. You can't control that computer. You can't control that plane. You are like, I'm just trying to rest and enjoy. And there's all this stuff flying around me. And then you use humor. Like, you are just.
I'm doing hand signals. Anyway, this has been great. You guys are great. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back to what Pam said about the parts, as she was saying that what came to me was when you're having that meeting with the parts, it's like compassion. The compassion comes up. And that's a good message for all of us in our busyness. It's like we can rest, we can stop and pause and have compassion and take care of ourselves.
That's such a great point. I love that. And I think that, yes, I think that was the other thing that I didn't feel closure on in parts was parts work as a whole. It's like it's a deep dive into who we are. And some people are trained in parts work. That's something that I have some training in, but a different kind of training than Pam has. So when I think of parts, often I think of those wounded parts, those stories from childhood, especially events that we can't go back to and recreate or fix per se, make peace with. And that our body is designed to protect us so much so, like it's doing a great job. When I work with people, I'm always like, thank goodness your body was smart enough to do that. I do a lot of alignment work. That is what I do as a body work practitioner, is help people get aligned in their body. And so much of their misalignment comes from their emotional imbalance, and giving gratitude for this season of life, or the season of life that created imbalance. It really was your body and your mind just doing the best that it could to hold you together. And so the reason I brought up the seasons of life for me is that I very much am aware that that's a constant. I live in Minnesota, as Pam was saying, like, where are we from? I live in Minnesota. We definitely have 4 seasons. Some people don't believe that. They think we have 1. We do not just have winter here all the time, I promise. We have beautiful summers. This summer, we actually hit higher heat indexes than Florida's humidity. Crazy, right? So we're all over the map. And I think it's a perfect place for me to live, because that is the seasons of life. We have our dormancy in the winter, but then we bloom in the spring. And in that blooming, sometimes we feel like, oh, all the wildflowers, all these options and opportunities that come to us. But then we get into summer and it's like, I just need to cool down a little bit. Let me find a lake. We got a lot of lakes in Minnesota. And then fall comes, and that is my favorite time. And it's like the leaves are drying and they crinkle under your feet, and the sun is there, and you can just wear a light layer of a jacket, but you don't have to be bundled up completely. And the smells in the air are wonderful. It's a very peaceful time for me before I go back into dormancy. And so I don't know what my season of life has for me, but I do know if you're chasing that elusive when my kids are grown, it's not going to happen. So learn to manage your busyness by making choices that serve you in the moment for growth and restoration and ease. Now I feel complete.
We'd love to hear how this episode resonated with you, or to share what you do to remedy or take care of yourself in your times of busyness. Please leave a message in the comments, email us at joytalkshowpodcast@gmail.com, or visit our website at joytalkshow.com. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like and share buttons and subscribe for future episodes.